Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome one and all to the stadium in Havertown, Pennsylvania for this edition of APAC Hockey when the Malvern Prep Friars take on the St. Joe's Prep Hawks. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the TUICE Network. My name is Zach Demuse. I'll be on the call this evening alongside Eric Jessberger, and Eric, we've seen a lot of hockey over the past week. We've been to Grundy, we've been to Stadium, we've been to the Class of 23 Arena, and this wraps up the regular season for the Malvern Prep Friars at the #1 spot in the APAC standings right now. They sit at 7-1. St. Joe's Prep, a little bit of a different story. They sit at 1-6. And this is, as I mentioned, last game of the regular season for Malvern. They want to go out on a bang, enter into the playoffs as that #1 seed. How are they going to continue their success this evening?
Well, let me tell you, this is the team they definitely want to finish their season off against. Just a Monday night matchup between these two very same teams on the ice. A 7-0 final score in favor of the Friars. So the boys are buzzing. They're coming in. They're going to be feeling comfortable on the ice. From what we took a look at, they have all their starters in. Purdy, the main guy in between the pipes tonight, defending the crease and the cage for the Friars. You expect him to be their starting goaltender and on point as well tonight. Malvern Prep, they are the Goliath to St. Joe's Prep's David. It's going to be a battle to the end tonight, but I can see Malvern Prep, if they play their hockey, St. Joe's Prep has their work cut out for them.
Absolutely, and you talk about Malvern Prep being only one loss so far in regulation this year, that coming on March 3rd against LaSalle when the Friars went down by a score of 5-2. Their penalty kill, fantastic, 100%. The Friars have not allowed a power play goal for the opposition at all this season, and they're out shooting and outscoring their opponent 31 goals for to 14 goals against. Now for the Prep, a little bit different of a story. They so far this season have scored only a total of 13 goals and have allowed a total of 31. So defense needs a little bit of improvement this evening, and as we see, Eric, St. Joe's going with the starter in net, Andrew Custer, who only has played 3 games, over Rocco Bruno, who has a better save percentage and has allowed less goals in, as well as playing another game on top of the 3 Custer has. So talk about a little bit of a comparison between Bruno and Custer and what we can expect to see in net for the Hawks this evening.
Well, I had the ability to be on the call for that game where St. Joe's Prep, their lone win of the season, coming with Rocco Bruno in between the crease. So we can see Custer, as you mentioned, he is winless so far throughout the season, 0-3. His save percentage is less, but as we get set, Custer in net, he looks like he's got more size. They're looking to mix it up. He gave up 7 goals against this same Malvern Prep team, but with him in net, it looks like they're trying to make a little bit of a change, working both tendies as they get set to push in the playoffs very shortly.
Well, we talk about St. Joe's 1-6. Only win this season was against Holy Ghost Prep on March 5th. They won by a score of 5-3. They average only 1.4 goals per game, however, allowing 3.4 goals against. Things starting to change for the Prep as they look to go up against the top dogs. As you mentioned, Eric, before, a little bit of a David and Goliath situation here at the stadium, with the powerhouse of Malvern losing only once this season compared to the St. Joe's Prep Hawks, who have lost 6 times. Anyway, you talk about St. Joe's, you talk about 4 guys for St. Joe's who have scored a total of 2 goals each. There's 4 guys sharing that goal leader spot. Dom Fantazzo, Matthew Moresco, Christian Short, and Quinn Egan. All those guys are collaborating and contributing evenly for the St. Joe's Prep Hawks. Meanwhile, on the other side for the Friars, 8 goals have been scored by Jack Costabile. He is in the leader of the pack in, as I mentioned, goals scored, and for assists, 8 assists have been given to the defenseman Chris Blango. He is a starter. We'll get to our starters in a second, ladies and gentlemen, but we're going to take our first break here on the TUICE Network for the national anthem. Don't go anywhere. Friars and Hawks coming up next. Anthem to begin here. As we're waiting for the anthem to begin here, we might as well give you the starters. And if the anthem does begin, I will be quiet and we'll honor America in that sense. But for the starters for the St. Joe's Prep, Mooney, Fantozzi, and Short on the right wing. Maratia and Shorty on the defense. And finally, as we mentioned, Andrew Custer in net. And for the Malvern Friars, Kirk, Harris, Costable, Blanco, Doyle defensive, and Purdy, who's in net. Eric, we haven't even talked about Purdy yet. Looks like we're going to go on without an anthem because of some technical difficulties. But we talked about a guy in Purdy who's been almost fantastic. We saw him a couple weeks ago. And, against that Holy Ghost team on Holy Ghost Senior Night, he made some unbelievable saves to keep the Friars in this matchup. What can you expect to see from number 32 in net this evening?
And for a goalie, he shows out for his size some true athleticism. And you look for that in attendee, able to be flexible, get across the net, work across the crease. He does that very strong. He's also coming off of his first shutout on the season, as we mentioned, against his very same St. Joe's Prep Hawks ice hockey team. The two guys definitely keep an eye on. If you're looking at Purdy and net, who's in front of him? And that, as you already mentioned, the senior and Jack Costable and the junior Matt Harris both rank at second and third respectively in the APAC scoring leader rankings. Two guys the Hawks are all but very too used to after they combined for 6 points in a 7-0 Friars win Monday night. Both players on the ice as well as we get the set for puck drop. Zach, it's going to be an exceptional matchup. We see St. Joe's Prep taking a couple times, bringing in the boys, getting set for this game. David versus Goliath, as we mentioned multiple times. And to wrap up the Malvern Prep's Friars season, they're looking to come out on top, take care of business. And if you're St. Joe's Prep, you're looking to take down that top dog and try and push into playoffs with some momentum.
Well, it's going to be Harris and Fantozzi for the center ice drop of the puck as we begin this game. And immediately, Malvern Prep comes out checking difficultly and more intense as anything. And as we've seen before for Malvern Prep as they carry the puck in the neutral zone as it's picked off there by the defense of St. Joe's, is their forecheck gets on you very quickly in a hurry as we see Blanco roaring on in, trying to get a goal, wrap around shot, they score! My goodness. We talked about the top dogs in the APAC. How about a goal in the first 28 seconds of this game? Eric Blanco just went in, waited for his chance. Custer went down, a wraparound in front, and it ended up in the net. And it's a 1-0 game with 15:32 left to go in this first period.
And you saw St. Joe's Prep looking for a little bit of help as that was number 33 on the back check, trying to get back and cover in front of his tendy in front of the net. Dante Passio was looking for some reinforcement, never got it. And, of course, the Friars are going to make you pay when they get a burst of speed. And first period, up early, 1-0.
Well, immediately Doherty, the left winger, flings one on net. He gets his own rebound, and the puck bounces along to the boards. And Malvern Prep keeps it in with a good point shot there. As the puck goes in the corner, Doherty again fires on net, the defenseman, and he gloves it down, but unfortunately can't keep it in the zone. And they'll have to clear.
And it's going to be this battle at the neutral zone. St. Joe's Prep, obviously, you don't have the momentum early on. You want to win those battles at the neutral zone, get that puck out of your own end of the ice, and work up momentum back the other way with a man advantage. And doing so, you're going to expect some open ice hits and that physicality to step up if you're the Hawks.
Flung on behind the net as St. Joe's Prep trying to at least get it the puck out of the zone and have possession as they go along. Finally, it's Michael Ahern, who has 2 assists so far this season, carrying the puck up through neutral ice as the Hawks are just trying to possess it in their own offensive zone. 2 Friars go down there. And meanwhile, the Prep, St. Joe's Prep flings it in, and Purdy makes his first save of the night off his chest. Finally, a rebound in front. Purdy has to make a nice save as Jacobs swings around with the puck and tries to get it out. Meanwhile, the puck hits along the back of the net. Purdy better identify it quickly. Flung on into center ice, but St. Joe's with their first shot of the game, finally not having to worry about getting that first one on, and now they can try to quickly play their game and get the puck as Buckley tries to throw it out, but meanwhile it's thrown right back in by number 26, Matthew Moresco. He has 2 goals already this season, as we talked about. Moresco, one of 4 guys on the Hawks who have 4 goals this season. Not one goal leader on this team. They share it equally. And as time has gone on here, Eric, St. Joe's has tried to at least get the puck in a little bit more, as we see an offsides on St. Joe's right there.
And you saw they looked very cool and collective in front of the net, working around Purdy. The Friars able to get some sticks in front, poke checked out, a couple center opportunities. If you're St. Joe's Prep, you got to be heading onto the bench feeling pretty good. Obviously, you're down 1-0 on the score. We're going to adjust our face-off circle. And if you're St. Joe's Prep, a face-off win here. You're trying to capitalize, build off those quick 2 opportunities, and try and just find one that's going to beat Purdy. 2 excellent wristers on net. You want to get a rebound. That's probably the only way you're going to beat a strong goaltender like Purdy in net.
Christian Short trying to put the forecheck on for the Hawks, but the shot initially is blocked. And meanwhile, Campbell tries to go the other way for the Friars. 13-17 left in this first period. Malvern Prep scoring 28 seconds into the game, a wraparound. And they're up 1-0. St. Joe's just trying to get back into this game before it gets out of hand. Trying to play the puck against the boards, unable to do so. And finally, the captain throws it across to the right circle. There's a shot on net. That was from Christian Short, but Purdy says no. Wilson carrying up to center ice. And finally, Donatu comes through and puts it onto the St. Joe's Prep offensive zone ice. And meanwhile, someone goes down for the Hawks. Yep, and they're going to call an offsides and a penalty, it looks like. That's what we heard, at least from the right side here. The referee behind it signaled White with a trip.
And the man you're going to want in the box, especially if you're St. Joe's Prep, Jack Costabile heads to the box, 2 minutes for tripping. Bit of a light touch, just looked like the stick more was in between the skates rather than actually enforcing getting his stick out. So a little bit of unlucky there for Costabile. But the Hawks, they're going to take it, sending the second-ranked top APAC score leader to the box. And now with a man advantage on the power play, their power play is only 23%, as you mentioned in pregame, to Malvern Prep's 100% on the penalty kill. Can St. Joe's Prep make the first notch in the back of the net on the power play? We'll see with 2 minutes to work with.
Eric, as you mentioned, no power play goals allowed for the Friars. And meanwhile, the Prep able to get it deep into the Friar zone. But now here's a pick right in front of the net. There's a backhand shot. And Custer has to say no, and then they score off the rebound. Give it to the captain, Sambuco. Number 29, Ryan Sambuco, came through with the rebound after the initial backhand shot was put on by Doherty. And we have a 2-0 hockey game and a shorthanded goal scored by the Friars.
A lot of head scratchers there down on the Hawks bench after that puck. They had a 2-man advantage. Next thing you know, Doherty got a stick out, poke check, and just trying to push that forecheck that the Friars continue to work with. Full strength, even strength, shorthanded, and right there, making them pay. Excellent follow by Sambuco. Sambuco tallying up another goal on the season, that being his 3rd on the season. And Sambuco putting the Friars up 2-0 early on. If you're St. Joe's Prep, you're going to want to capitalize. Still with some time to work with on the power play with Costabile in net.
Well, there's a minute left in the power play as this one's sent all the way down to the Prep offensive zone. Not where the puck should be if you're a St. Joe's Prep player on the power play. You want to keep it as often into the opposition forechecking spot as Purdy almost makes the glove save, and he does, but it's put behind him as the Hawks were coming in and showing some offensive firepower. Meanwhile, at the point, that's flung on, looking for a deflection. It's still loose, and now a massive scrum in front of the net trying to get the puck out. And the recent goal scorer, Sambuco, has it on a stick. Excellent forecheck there from the Hawks, their best one all game. Meanwhile, there's a shot that goes high. 20 seconds left in the power play. 10:50 to go in this first period. Knocked down by Jeff Heyman, and now quickly Matthew Moresco into the zone trying to take a shot, and that goes wide. And the captain, Dom Fantozzi, puts it deep behind Purdy yet again. Even strength as Costabile exits the zone. And now the Hawks have to be careful because it's 5-on-5 hockey. They don't want to take any chances. Trying to go short side. That one's put wide after a deflection in front. Still loose. And St. Joe's continuously jamming at it. Purdy looks like it's between his legs. No signal or whistle. Finally, we get a whistle as the Friars and Purdy stay dominant in the blue paint.
My goodness, what strength. You were begging for a Friar to step up. You see all the benches chirping out. Purdy standing tall. It was just a mad scramble, hacking left and right. Referees let the boys play on that one. Puck was loose. You saw it continue to squeak out. Purdy stood tall, and the defense just surrounding Sambuco once again. The right man in the right spot. Not only on that initial opportunity, that shot being deflected, bounced out of the air, and then off Purdy's pad. But a second and a third chance following that. Malvern Prep standing tall. What incredible strength from the tender in front of the net.
Meanwhile, the Prep get the puck back. It seems evident and often that they're trying to go for the deflection in front of Purdy. When they do set up offensively, there's always a deflector in front of the goaltender trying to screen him. We'll keep an eye on that as the game progresses. But quickly into the St. Joe's zone here. As Buckley's tied up, there's going to be a penalty, and it looks like it's going to be on Quinn Egan, number 9 for the Prep. Looks like he grabbed the stick, and we'll get the official call right now. We're going to see some extra man advantage time. And it does look like it's going to be Quinn Egan heading to the box, and the power play of Malvern Prep is going to be shown out here with 9:40 left to go in this first period. Already leading 2-0 are the Friars.
A 30% power play working team with a 2-0 lead. Man advantage, the 1 seed in the Prep, in Malvern Prep, against the 4th seed in St. Joe's Prep. The Friars have a chance to capitalize. They're going to work off here and try and capitalize. Still 9 minutes and 30 seconds left in this first period. Plenty of hockey left to play. And if you're St. Joe's Prep, a penalty kill here can work momentum back in your favor, but they're going to have to do so and bounce back once they get back to even strength as well.
Well, the best forwards out there, as we see Harris, Sambuco, Costabile, I believe, out there as well. Blanco out there, the goal scorer. Both him and Sambuco already on the board. There's a shot, and the rebound came out, but the Hawks were there to turn it away, send it up ice, and clearing the zone, killing off time. 1:17 left to go in this power play for the Friars.
And great poke check by Nicholas Storty. Nicholas Storty denying an open backdoor feed. Able to get a puck.
As Blanco races in on the left side, maybe trying to wrap around again. And finally out to the point. That's a shot that goes high. Less than a minute to go in the power play. There's a short shot, and that's saved and swallowed by Custer.
Custer standing tall, able to get that shoulder, get that glove up as well, flashing the leather. Huge stop, 52 seconds left, and a face-off is going to be to his left. If you're St. Joe's Prep, a face-off win and dump can only provide one more opportunity back the other way for the Friars. You know they can capitalize when they're able to get some rebounds, but right now, this face-off win in their favor, you got to clear the zone following up to that.
And it looks like they are as they lock up Jacobs along the far boards. 40 seconds left to go in the power play. It's important to know that both Friars' goals so far coming off of rebounds. Custer making the initial save, can't control the rebound. And as we see here, the puck's tipped away, and Doherty does a good job keeping Dom Fantozzi, the captain, off of that puck for the Prep. Doyle quickly puts the puck into the offensive zone. 20 seconds to go on this man advantage. St. Joe's has possession. Malvern waiting for the outlet pass from St. Joe's. It works perfectly in their favor. There's a shot, and they score. Give it to Pierre Larocque, his 4th of the season, number 28, from the right circle, fired it past Custer, and it's a 3-0 game with 7:50 left to go in the first period.
And Custer flashed his glove, looked like he was just only able to get something on it, perhaps deflected, but anyway, that will find top Cheddar, beat Custer in net. And on the ice, a goalie change. We'll now see Rocco Bruno enter the crease for the Hawks. 3-0, the Friars are up. And with about a change left on the power play, they will capitalize, score another power play goal. They are now 4 for 11 on the power play this season. And as that percentage continues to rise, They are at the best part of hockey, playing, especially with playoffs just around the corner. A 3-0 lead, and if you're St. Joe's Prep, any momentum, it's got to start in the neutral zone.
Well, Wilson comes in and tests Bruno immediately as Bruno answers and swallows it up into his gut. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Rocco Bruno. 1-3 so far in the season. 14 goals allowed on 157 shot attempts, 3.5 goals allowed against per game, and finally a save percentage of .911. So definitely a challenge now coming in down 3. But some good pressure put on here by St. Joe's as quickly Jeff Hammond carries it into the near boards, but Blanco picks that off, leaving it for a Hawk, and they'll put it out in front. But my goodness, Matthew Moresco whiffed on that one-time opportunity on the near side of Purdy.
And he's going to want that one back. Wide open backdoor, fanning on the shot. Under 7 minutes of play, a 3-0 lead for the Friars. And those open look opportunities come very slim against this Malvern Prep type defense. You got to make them pay when you're given that green light.
6:45 left to go in this first period as they find an open spot as Moresco tried to put a shot on, but the puck was saucered wide and now immediately into the blue paint. But Campbell has no problem with that, and he flips up to Getzi, who unable to handle it, and the Hawks have possession as the Friars have a change. Quickly, Declan Pierre throws it in behind. Purdy handles it, but it's picked off there at the right circle. Put on a shot, attempt, and that's blocked in front. Good initial shot by Michael Ahern, but unable to get it through as it was blocked by number 88, Kirk, for the Friars. Swung along behind the net, and the Friars able to keep it in. That's Buckley at the point, puts it on to Bruno, and he says no. Rebound denied. Big hit to the boards on the left side by Harris. Getzi gets to it for the Friars, and unfortunately only 2 Hawks able to get back. And now a collision on the right side, still in the offensive zone, as Malvern goes in the other way, and Bruno says, no, I'm looking at the scrum down here next to Purdy. And a great save put on by Bruno with 5:40 left to go in this first period. Malvern not stopping any forechecking power right now, Eric. They're continuously coming, and they're coming in fast.
And you saw some extracurricular activity going on. Quinn Egan taking the hit along the far side of the ice, taking a hit. Boards, collision. He won a little payback in the corner, while the other way, Malvern Prep was on hot pursuit trying to tally up their 4th goal in the first period. Right now with a face-off win, the boys are still cruising for the Friars.
Quickly behind the net is Jacobs, number 97, tangled up there by the Hawks. As the captain, Dom Fantozzi, tries to keep it along the boards and in St. Joe's possession. Back along the other side and put on there, looking for an outlet pass, but it's going to be put back. And Nick Storty will have to regroup, and he plays catch with his defensive partner back there, number 38, Charlie Maratia. Jacobs right back in where Bruno has to play the puck. And a little confusion, and the puck is loose. Luckily, Bruno gets back into his crease. And quickly the other way at center ice now, trying to get into the offensive zone, but Escape kicks that puck out.
Offsides as well. St. Joe's Prep just trying to get on better communication, especially on those breakout looks in the neutral zone. The passing obviously being much more precise for the Friars. St. Joe's Prep, they're pushing the envelope a little too much. We understand blue line to blue line connections can spark a break the other way, but right now is very clear what team is more disciplined getting these passes across.
As we saw, as Eric, you wrapped up your statement there, tripping is going to be called on number 19 of Malvern Prep. 18, Jimmy Jacobs. Only 1 assist so far on the season from Jacobs, but he is going to head to the box, and it's going to put St. Joe's Prep again on the power play. They're down 3-0, 4:07 left to go in this first period. And this is a huge opportunity for St. Joe's not only to try to score, but to get a little bit of momentum back on their side, score a goal if they can. They've had good looks, there's no doubt about it, Eric. They just need to capitalize on some of those opportunities going forward.
And it starts with getting the puck in and getting that forecheck with puck possession at that blue line. You got to work in that system. Puck's going to enter the neutral zone and a break the other way.
Sambuco coming in on the right side. He's quicker than everybody else. And Bruno has the puck, but he doesn't even know it.
Rocco Bruno getting his pad around it almost like a glove. The pad will snatch that puck out of the air. And a sigh of relief has got to come from that St. Joe's Prep bench. Ryan Sambuco, he's been a menace against his Hawks hockey squad. And right there on a shorthanded break, that's the last thing you want is allow that man with that much power, especially on the breakaway, to find the back of the net, tally up another shorthanded goal for this Friars team. Rocco Bruno will stand tall, however.
Well, it's almost like the hockey world stopped spinning for just 1 second because nobody in that 1 second knew where the puck was. Bruno didn't know, Sambuco didn't know, the referee didn't know, and finally Bruno stood up and it dropped out of his pads. But great save by him to make sure that his team doesn't give up any more, especially on the man advantage. Friars, all they're trying to do, play keep away. They have the stretch pass as Sambuco tries to step around one man, and luckily the defense for St. Joe's Prep gets that out of there and says no thank you. Flung in deep behind Purdy. Purdy has to play it with the stick. And now Blanco has it, plays catch with Costable, and Costable's pass immediately picked off. Now puts into the center of the seam of the offensive zone. And 3 minutes left to go in this first period.
I saw a chance for a 3-on-1 back the other way, but the Hawks now responding, getting back into the zone. He needs some reinforcements, however, and Friars will clean it up.
Prep keeping it in, but whistle is going to be blown. Looks to be possibly an offsides or something. We're going to get the call on that, but listen, Eric, I mean, yes, it is 3-0. You're looking at the scoreboard, but St. Joe's had some great opportunities early on. They whiffed on a few one-time opportunities. You had the scrum in front of the net that went on for about 15 seconds that easily the puck could have squirted out and been put into the mesh behind Purdy. But I think if they stay consistent, especially on these man advantages, they will eventually find twine.
For sure, we've seen 2 opportunities for the Hawks in front of the net, chipping at it, just unable to get the puck to bounce their way. It could very well be 3-2, but right now with this puck working in front, Malvern Prep's been much more disciplined in front of their own netminder, and now they push this puck back out once again the other way.
LaRoque has it for the Friars. He hands it off to Doherty, and they have 2 seconds and 1 on the power play, and now it is even strength hockey here at the stadium. Malvern Prep has it at the point, flings one on net that goes wide. Shot came from Doherty. And now it's loose and Prep will try to get it, but now we have another whistle. It's going to be another tripping call. And it looks like it's going to be on number 28, Pierre LaRoque, who scored the third goal for the Friars. And for the rest of the period, 1 minute and 53 seconds and 7 additional seconds starting in the second period, the St. Joe's Prep Hawks will have yet another opportunity. And actually, excuse me, I beg your pardon, it's going to be 4-on-4 hockey as there was some retaliation. Eric, can you see the number of the player for St. Joe's in the box?
Quinn Egan gets called for a cross check. LaRoque will head to the box for a trip. It's going to stay 5-on-5, but both players entering the penalty box. A little bit of discipline playing factor in this one. Both teams, however, won't pay the price. But St. Joe's Prep looking to capitalize off that face-off win. Malvern Prep, however, with Purdy, the goaltender, standing tall, and an offensive surge back the other way with 1:30 left.
As Campbell rushes on in the right side in front, and it couldn't happen.
It found the wrong side of the net, hitting the outside of the cage, just missing the post. That hand-eye coordination once again.
And Campbell scores from the point. I was going to give it to you if you wanted it, but Campbell flung one on from the point. It was obviously deflected in front, looked like by number 22, Matt Donatucci. And we'll get the official call in a second, but if it was Donatucci's deflection in front, it will be his first of the season. He already has 2 assists. And things just aren't going right now for the Hawks. They're down 4-0. That was yet another, or excuse me, it wouldn't have been because it was still 4-on-4. 2
and that puck so quickly went from
there,
a block from Campbell. That's why I thought the puck was going to be cleared out. St. Joe's Prep flinging that from their own far right corner. Knocked down by Campbell's chest. Throws a shot on net. Finds a deflection. And just like that, you see the puck right off St. Joe's Prep stick into their own net. Total debacle going on right now for the Hawks on that defensive effort. They're just flinging at some desperation to get this puck out of their zone.
1 minute left to go in the first period of play as St. Joe's has a man rushing on the right side. There's a shot put on by Jeff Hammond on the right circle. Has already a goal this season, and Purdy easily swallows it up behind them. And it looks like ref was yelling something, pointing in the direction of the box for somebody. And it's going to be number 16 for the Prep, Joe Simongo, joining his teammate Quinn Egan in the box. So now there looks like there will finally be a man advantage here, and it looks like it's going to be on the Friars, which it is. 5-on-4 hockey for the last 52.8 seconds to go in the first period. And then it will wrap up starting in the second. So, I mean, you want to stop the bleeding as quickly as possible, but you're continuing to not play disciplined hockey, give the other team rushes and power plays. It's not going to help you out at all, Eric.
And a team who's now 44% on the power play, the last thing you want to do is put them back on it. And with 40 seconds left, the Friars are going to work up another rush back up the ice. They've been having this precise passing. The penalty wasn't quite goalie interference, but some extracurriculars after the save by Purdy. Stepping in would be number 16, Joseph Simongo, with a couple words, and the referees aren't having any of that unsportsmanlike play. Right there, they'll send him to the box, and a man advantage for the Friars.
Meanwhile, the Friars right back in the offensive zone. Blanco takes a shot from the point, another deflection just wide. Fighting along in that far left corner, 7 seconds to go in the first period. Puck will be tied up. Finally, Malvern gets it out, but not in time to do anything with it as the first period comes to an end. And the Friars will enter into the second period with 1 minute and 8 seconds left to go on the power play. And we're going to keep it right here because there's no intermission between periods. But, Eric, I mean, you look at this team, they're number one for a reason. So far this season, before this game began, Malvern scoring a total of 12 first-period goals. Now you can add the 4 here, 16 first-period goals so far, only allowing 4 for the opposition. And you might think it gets better for the opposition as it goes on. Well, right to date, Malvern 11 goals in the second period to the opposition's 5. So they never stop coming offensively. What did you see from Malvern in this first period? And if you're St. Joe's, you're down 4-0. You got to inspire some kind of confidence or some kind of some energy or something back on your bench. What do you say to your team for these next couple minutes before you head right into the second period?
Well, let me start off with the team that needs to definitely clean up their play. And we're quick of a spotlight on what they have to be doing. Just like at the end of that play, Declan Pierce stepping in, using his body to eat up that clock time. You see St. Joe's Prep, they also had the speed. So they have their defenders with a little bit more size, able to use that body, win those puck battles along the boards, and then get those quick outlet passes back the other way. We've seen them have scrums in front of Purdy in net, just unable to get that puck to bounce their way. But if they can push the envelope, play more sound on their end of the ice, win those one-on-one battles, then attack the other way with some speed, that's when they can capitalize. But right now, you got to stay out of the box. 2 very unsportsmanlike, undisciplined penalties against a team with 44% scoring on the power play. You're going to want to clean up not only your own play, but also on the attack the other way if you're going to want to find some goals to pass Purdy, who, as we mentioned coming into tonight, coming off of a shutout against his very same Hawks team, .94 save percentage. You aren't going to make many opportunities. You're going to want to find the back of the net when you can.
Well, the second period officially underway. We talked about Purdy. I want to get into him a little bit more as we go along here. But 59 seconds on the power play for the Friars. And it's going to be interesting to see as we go along exactly how St. Joe's plays this team. Meanwhile, quickly into the offensive zone, Bruno still in net for the Hawks as Custer had a rough first period. Constable plays catch at the point with Harris. And looking for an outlet pass is Blanco back to Harris at the left circle. Blanco to Harris. Sambuco in the center looking for a deflection, which he got, but it went wide. Going to be kept in by Blanco at the right point. Constable swings it in deep as Kirk goes to work below the goaltender. Back to the point, Blanco unloads, and it goes, and a kick save by Bruno. Constable has it again, looking for room, passes to Sambuco, wasn't on his stick, Sambuco has to turn around and look for his next best option. Blanco it is at the point, fires it over to Harris, and he goes wide. Shot by Harris, hit Twine above Bruno, and we're going to get a stoppage of play, even strength hockey. And basically, Eric, that whole 52 seconds was kept right in front of us in this Malvern Prep offensive zone.
And I gotta say, St. Joe's Prep, you gotta be feeling good. After you're down 4-0, but after stopping that power play unit has been very strong. You never push the envelope. You got your stick works in the slot. Continue that sort of play, and you can look to push out towards the neutral zone and then attack to try and find the back of net for the first time this evening.
Jacobs goes hard against the boards with Declan Pierce, excuse me. And Doherty, the new defenseman out there for the Friars, puts it back in from the right point. Dom Fantozzi flings it all along. Looks like it's going to be an icing. Didn't hit anybody, and it will be. As I mentioned, Dom Fantozzi sent it down. He already has 2 goals on the season, 2 assists. Another one of those 4 Hawks who all share 2 goals on the season. And any one of the 4 or anybody else, St. Joe's would love to get them on the score sheet. They're down 4-0 right now with 14:24 left to go in this second period. 3 Hawks against 1 Friar. Finally, the Hawks get it out, and quickly up chasing it along is Christian Short. Short pitches it back behind Purdy, but the Malvern Prep Friars try to get it, but taken away for a moment, and then they repossess the puck here.
The captain for the Hawks, Fantozzi, throwing his body around. Another hit in the corner. He's looking to bring out this physical play and get the Hawks back in this one with that physical play and the momentum swinging with some open ice hits.
Great sidestep there, quickly trying to get a shot off, and they will, but it goes just high. I saw it from here. Trying to go to the glove high side was Christian Short, number 83, who already has 2 goals this season. Again, one of the 4 with 2, and that's flung high and wide. Look like there. Just try to get something going as the shot was put on by Declan Pierce, and it just went high and must have deflected out of play. So with 13:34 to go, we have a possession and a face-off to the left of Purdy. Eric, I think it's also interesting in the early parts of this game, St. Joe's looked like they were trying to put their body on more than play the puck. Down 4-0 right now. I know they want to stay aggressive, but to me, you got to play the puck right now. Wherever it is, that's where you got to be. You can't worry about the defenseman or the guy who currently possesses it in front of you. Got to keep that puck in front of you. Got to go after the puck at all costs right now.
And right now, it hasn't quite cost them because St. Joe's Prep is controlling the puck a lot better as they cough it up, however, in their own defensive end. Friars are going to look to make a pay right here for the first time in this second period. 13 minutes left on the clock in period number 2.
Wilson and Campbell, now Donatucci trying to lay a hit on the defenseman for the Prep, who tried to keep it in against all 3. And they did successfully, and now Purdy has to stop it behind his own net to give his guys a chance to start fresh. Alone on the back to the right of Purdy. Buckley goes down. St. Joe's trying to kick it out there. And the puck is passed all the way along across the red line and into the defensive zone for the Hawks. Trying to get a stick on it. Getzy almost picked it off immediately. The stretch pass intended initially for Matthew Moresco didn't get there.
The official going to work in favor of the Friars. They're getting us his own skate on it. And the puck will stay in Malvern Prep possession on their own end of the ice.
12:05 to go in this second period. Malvern up 4-0 against the St. Joe's Prep Hawks. Declan Pierce flings it behind Purdy. Really no forecheck currently for the Hawks. It's kind of a dump and run, wait for the puck at the point and fling it right back as they try to center it, unsuccessful. And now Declan Pierce at the line, try to get it on from the left circle, and he whiffed on the shot. Pierce has it, tries to keep it in without giving Campbell a breakaway, which he does. Meanwhile, up to the left circle, pass wasn't there. But a great chance if it was for Dante Passio. Pierce again, just going to let one go. And Purdy had to get it, and back the rebound sneaks in. My goodness, Purdy had to go up and get it from the far near corner. And unable to track the puck and put in behind the net was a Hawk. I couldn't exactly see who it was. But number 10, Jeff Hammond, was leading the handshake line, so I presume it's going to be given to him.
And this one's going to come and assist off the face mask of Malvern Prep's own Jeremy Jacobs. Shot high off his mask, bounced right to the back door. No one knew the puck was, except for the man who will punch it home. St. Joe's Prep first goal on the day, first goal this week against the Friars. And right now looking to make this and capitalize, building off of the early goal here in the second period.
Well, what I understood from the public address announcer was goal by number 10, Jeff Hammond, and assisted by number 16, Joe Simongo, his 4th assist so far this season. And for Jeff Hammond, his 2nd goal of the season. Meanwhile, flung on again, and Purdy has to handle it in his midsection. Eric, I think that's why I was a little confused, because from my vantage point, I didn't see it hit off the face mask of the defenseman. I saw Purdy kind of jump up knowing it was going near high corner, trying to get the blocker up there. And then finally, I guess he didn't touch it, had no idea where it ended up, and that's why he was so confused about the rebound coming out right in front of him. Meanwhile, a deflection goes wide. St. Joe's in the last 2 minutes, more shot and goal opportunities than almost in the whole first period combined. They look good, their feet are under them, and they're skating well.
And if you're Malvern Prep, you're just laying off the gas pedal a little bit. Right now here, a shot on that's going to go wide. But you see St. Joe's Prep controlling, starting it deeper on their end of the ice. You're kind of flipping the script compared to the first period. And if you're the Friars, as I mentioned, that start of the second period on the power play, St. Joe's Prep kills the power play. Your momentum back over to your favor, and it looks like they are taking full advantage of that. And on even strength hockey, a lot more cleaner for the boys in gray and maroon right now.
Well, even then again, Donatucci came up and had a beautiful shot opportunity right in the slot. So St. Joe's, for as much as they want to get the momentum back on their side, as LaRoque takes down number 15, Declan Pierce, pretty handedly. But meanwhile, the Hawks skating quickly into the offensive zone, as that's Matthew Moresco trying to get it on. Jeff Hammond out there as well, the only goal scorer for the Hawks so far. Meanwhile, put in the front, and it wouldn't go, and we got a 2-on-2 opportunity. If they can hurry. Yeah, there's going to be a penalty there, as number 16 was all over his face mask. Joe Simongo definitely going to get the holding call, as he came on and was all over the face mask of number 17, Matt Harris, for the Friars. He knew he had to hurry back, or else it was going to be a 2-on-1 against him. But it's going to be a minor on number 16, Joe Simongo, for holding. And as we mentioned, Eric, momentum here for the Hawks, and then they give it right back to the Friars.
And you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place with Jack Costabile and Matt Harris, that duo who's put up 6 points against the Hawks in their matchups throughout this season. So you take the penalty to stop that rush of the two top goal scorers on the Friars offense, pay with a trip to the box. But right now, of course, now you got to kill it with Harris and Costabile still on the ice for Malvern Prep.
Well, Harris shot, got his own rebound, still has it along the far boards as the Friars play catch along the top. There's Blanco with the shot. It's deflected in front and towards the slot. Sambuco wants it at the point. He's going to play catch with Blanco right in front of the blue line. 9:05 left to go in the second period, as it was put on and kicked away by Bruno. Blanco again goes high, trying to go high blocker, and Bruno flung his waffle up there and got just enough to keep it out. Meanwhile, behind the net again is Harris. Passing it along to Sambuco. A minute left to go in this man advantage. Kicked in front, almost redeflected, along and into the 5-hole of Bruno. But Sambuco goes back and gets that and quickly gets it right back up, almost taken off and picked by a Hawk, but unable to do so. Harris trying to get possession again. He won't do it, and now Blanco comes away with the loose puck. Blanco and Sambuco again at that blue line. Sambuco lets it go, and it's taken right into the midsection. It looked like, hopefully it was in the midsection. Looked a little low there for my comfort. 30 seconds left to go, and a great block there by number 15, Declan Pierce and the Hawks. 15 seconds left to go in the man advantage. 8:05 left to go in the period. quickly along, trying to center it. Pass wasn't great, and Sambuco got robbed by Bruno. Just enough by Bruno's glove and shoulder to keep it out. And so far, Bruno stone cold on this power play.
Bruno, great save working to his left. That puck went to the slot, took one more bounce over onto Sambuco's stick. Rocco Bruno with the denial, keeping his team just down by 3, with now 3-2-1, back to 5-on-5 hockey.
Quinn Doherty throws it on loose for a moment, and Bruno carries and holds the puck. 5-on-5 even strength hockey as the power play is expired.
And you see Captain Donatucci now at the faceoff circle, tapping the pads of his tender. Rocco Bruno in net. Bruno keeping the Hawks in this game with back-to-back excellent saves on the last seconds and change on the power play for the Friars. And as this puck gets back into the end of the ice, the Hawks will now regroup and start to surge the other way.
Well, they're going to try to pressure put on by Jacobs immediately, and quickly along the other side is Nick Storty, who throws it all the way along to the opposite side as it was picked up there quickly, but now trying to go across ice is number 55, Dom Fantozzi, who finally gets the puck put on and goes all the way back out to the point. Jacobs wanting to pass it by, but a great defensive stop there by Nick Storty. Again, loose in the slot, wouldn't go, and another stoppage there. Storty had an opportunity on some open net. Wouldn't go, quickly Friars the opposite way. Doherty tries to pass it across to Jacobs, and it could not go. Puck jumped over his stick, and now in the far corner they battle for it yet again. Under 7 minutes to go in the second period. As it was kept in there, beautiful keep there by Doherty. He unloads, and it goes wide. Bruno gets the puck off the backboards, and he will cover up for a stoppage of play. 4-1 your score, 6:48 left to go in the second period.
My goodness, what a play. That all starts with Jeremy Jacobs with the pickpocket. An open shot look for Donatucci in the slot for the Hawks on the far side of the ice. Jacobs not only pickpocketing, knocking down that shot opportunity, but driving the other way. Friars unable to capitalize on that 3-on-1 chance, as Bruno standing tall as well on the rebound opportunity, and a face-off win. Unable to get this puck out. Friars still on the pursuit.
Jacobs catches the puck, get in midair. That's the only way the Friars have it back. And Bruno made the save, and he puts it out with the stick. He doesn't cover it. That's surprising. And almost let in another one as a great offensive chance was stepped aside by Bruno. Puck thrown on immediately off a weird angle there. Jonathan Holt threw it on just for a moment, and Bruno carries and throws the puck to the referee. 6:30 left to go in the second period. We don't have the shot totals in front of us, but you have to imagine the Friars leading in shots. But the second period, St. Joe's doing a great job, not so much offensively with a forecheck, but their defense has been really, really good. They're eliminating the cross-ice passes that we saw so often in the first from Malvern. And they're down 3, but they've played well defensively over the last couple minutes. Holt tries to keep it alive for the Friars, which he will, back up to the point. Thrown on in front, and it wouldn't go there. That was Stephen Getze from the opposite corner. Trainer now out there along with Holt, but finally it's picked up and tries to possess the puck, and he will, as Cathal Dowd for the St. Joe's Prep Hawks. Meanwhile, Cross trying to put it across in front. Where is it? Nobody knows.
Oh my goodness, if Purdy has this puck will come out. What an incredible save by Purdy in net. The referees might have a moment to chat about it, but Purdy, split save sitting on his wallet. He'll extend both his pads, spreading across Eagle, and he'll make the save.
Jeff Hammond was there trying to center the puck, and that's what he did. Shot put on what looked like by number 15, Declan Pierce, but the parents in the stands wanted a goal, but unable to get the puck past Purdy, where the Hawks and Purdy still with only one goal let in this period, as we almost got a puck up here on the media's bench. Meanwhile, another one put on right there by Declan Pierce quickly, and now the rebound goes the opposite way, and Purdy has to make a good save. Behind Purdy yet again as the Hawks try to keep the puck in the zone, get Purdy a little bit uncomfortable, has only allowed one goal on a shot that he didn't even know where it was. Offsides on the Friars, they have to check back, which they will, but they want to at least give some pressure defensively into the face of the Hawks as they go about.
And see the forecheck of the Hawks and a hard hit in the corner. Both players being laid out, and right now it's working in favor of St. Joe's Prep.
Getsy put the hit on there in the corner. As quickly the other way comes Chris Blanco, the captain, working in, trying for a cross pass. He will find one. Donatucci trying to throw it on. It's blocked away. Friars trying to get men back there to try to get a shot on, but the puck is spinning in front of Bruno, so he'll do the smart thing and cover it up. 4:42 left to go in the second period. 4-1 Malvern Prep. And we start to see a little bit more aggressiveness from the Hawks, as we mentioned. Big hit put on in the corner on Blanco. And, you know, it's just little things like that, trying to show exactly who it has the momentum, who's in charge at that point. But down 4-1. The Hawks have some work to do. A little student section over there for Malvern Prep. Always good to see after having games for so long without fans. They're back in their building and they're cheering their team on. They have some things to cheer about with 4:23 left to go in the second. Kept in there for a moment by the Hawks. And quickly into the right side is Doherty. Drops it off to Harris. Looks for Doherty's deflection. Doherty didn't know it was coming. And it's put on to the side. Kept in and now look for another deflection. And Bruno has nowhere to go. Throws out the leg and he gets it. As Harris puts it out to the point from Doherty. Doherty to Harris at the low post. Flung on in front. Deflected in front by Kirk and it goes wide. Jake Scherer there at the point. He was the one deflecting them on. As quickly the opposite way goes Christian Short, trying to keep it in and do something offensively. But the defensive manpower for the Malvern Friars, too strong, 2-on-1 as Kirk moves in, tries to spin it along to Constable. Backhand, he scores! What a play! Kirk Constable. And the goal leader for Malvern adds another one as Constable tallies his 9th of the season.
Bar down and a beautiful finish of the backhand of that left feed of Kirk. All starts with a poor line change from the Hawks. Back the other way from their own crease. They go blue line, the blue line. A spin move from Casabil. Another point tallied up against the Hawks as he tallies up and has been racking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points against this Hawks team. Spin move, highlight reel, finish off by Kirk. And 5-1 here are the Friars.
Well, the goal leader deserves all the praise he can get, as that was a beautiful move. Even better assist by Kirk as he had to spin around, and then Constable had to spin around to keep the puck. And when he spun, he flung it on the backhand. Great goal, 5-1 Malvern. Put out in front for another opportunity, and that one says no by the defense of the Hawks in front. Quickly along the right side, tries to pass it back. Meanwhile, another shot put on. Great block there by Doherty to keep it out, and one that Purdy didn't even get to see. Shane O'Neill with the puck for the Hawks. He tries to get it up as quickly as possible, and quickly Cathell Dowd puts a shot on, but that is blocked away by Purdy. Again, only goal let in by Purdy tonight. He didn't see, hit off his teammate's face mask for a ridiculous rebound, and it was put in. Needless to say, Malvern up 5-1. Hawks have looked good at points. But it's the little things, as we mentioned, Eric, as you mentioned, a bad change from the Hawks, didn't get back out in time, led to that 2-1 advantage here as it's taken away yet again, and Bruno gets enough of the glove on that one to send it high. Jacobs with that shot attempt. Puck in front of the open bench doors, but quickly Blanco goes onto the left circle, tries to get it across, and he couldn't do it. Meanwhile, kept in quickly by LaRoque, throws it on far side, too far. That goes wide. Blanco wanting the puck, whiffed on there by Holt. Kept in for a moment, tries to keep it in, and Holt finally catches it, and we'll get a whistle as it looks like it's going to be called as a hand pass or a high stick. We'll wait for the official call, but needless to say, it is a stoppage of play. And let me tell you, Eric, this Malvern Prep bench in front of us loves to do a little bit of chirping as the other teams in front of them.
Well, they got a lot to talk about. As you saw there, Malvern Prep, they're using the glove. They're looking like a second baseman shoveling to their shortstop. You know, not doing hand pass, but dropping in front of them. They're continuing with great hand-eye coordination. Not only are their sticks continuing to bat down some of these cross-ice feeds from St. Joe's Prep, but when they get the puck up around their eye level, they're keeping it right in front of them And that's going to allow more possession, more attack the other way. And that's why on the scoreboard, they're up by 4 as well.
Great defensive keeping the point by Doyle to get it all started in front. And Trainer was denied by Bruno. Coming up across the right wing quickly. Now they switch spots. Moving in 2 is Michael Ahern. He takes a shot, and it's gloved easily by Purdy with 1:19 left to go in the second period.
And a great rush by Egan, one of the faster players on the St. Joe's Prep team, pushing and starting that rush back the other way. But you see the Hawks, just with the defense they're facing in front of them in Malvern Prep, they have very little to work with. Trying to throw a shot on net, try and get a rebound. But right now, Purdy seeing the puck very well in net. The glove saves, reducing any rebound opportunities. And he'll glove this one up here as well. Not try and cost or give the Hawks any open looks, and right in front of him on his doorstep. And with 1:10 left in period number 2, you can continue to see Malvern Prep push the envelope and try and tally out one more.
Well, it's one back defensively for Malvern Prep as they hold in their own zone. Turnover here as they try to get it along, almost trying to, that's the definition in my book of doing too much. You got the puck loose in front of the net, and you got to take it away. There's a shot quickly and another turnover. Purdy didn't know where it was at first. Good shot there by Christian Short, who has 2 goals already this season. Meanwhile, Long trying to get in front, and it's whiffed on the shot by Maresco. Another shot from the point, and Purdy has the puck.
Once again, if you haven't heard his name enough already, Anthony Purdy getting out of his crease. You saw he had plenty of traffic in front of him, but instead of sitting too far back in his net, he not only got his glove out, but his entire body out, able to see the puck very well, reducing an opportunity for Donatucci, who was right there next to him in his back pocket. Great save by the Malvern Prep goaltender. And with 44 seconds left, face-off to his left, the Friars unable to get it out again.
2 straight turnovers for the Friars could have resulted in a mistake. 30 seconds to go in the second period as quickly St. Joe's tries to go the opposite way, but Joe Samanga was run into by Scherer, the defenseman for the Friars.
The Hawks bench wanting an interference call. They won't get it.
Thought so at first, didn't look like it. Meanwhile, here comes Donatucci on the other side, and he puts it wide. Jeff Hammond now collects the puck. 10 seconds. And the St. Joe's will just flinging it on. Purdy, again, not knowing where it was, but quickly covered up there. As Dom Fantozzi took the initial shot, I apologize. But another good offensive possession, offensive forechecking for the Hawks. That's something we haven't seen in either of the first 2 periods, Eric, as there's 4.8 seconds to go in the second here. I mean, what we've seen the past 15 seconds from the Hawks is more than anything we've seen so far in this game, and they look good. If they continue to do that in the third, they have some real opportunities to put some more on the board. Meanwhile, second period of play is over, and after 2 periods, Malvern leads 5-1. 16 minutes of play left for the third. Thank you so much for listening to APAC Hockey on the TUICE Network. We're going to take a quick intermission. We'll be back for the third right after this. Welcome back to the stadium in Havertown, everybody. My name is Zach Demuse alongside with Eric Jessberger, and we are here to bring you the third period of action between the St. Joe's Preps Hawks and the Malvern Prep Friars. And with 16 minutes to go in regulation, third period of play, Malvern Friars up 5-1 against the Hawks. And the one goal from the Hawks came off a deflection. Purdy didn't know where it was, in the net, and as we mentioned, Purdy did not allow a goal in this last matchup between the two teams, only one so far tonight. St. Joe's has looked good in stretches, Eric. They just need to find some rhythm going out and continue their forecheck and make sure it's as consistent as they would hope it to be.
And we had a couple conversations, especially in the broadcast. How aggressive is too aggressive?
Right.
Well, on some of those plays, especially that last highlight reel goal from Malvern Prep, Kirk and Costabile, spin move, backhand, top cheddar goal was all because of a poor line change from the Hawks. Not only that, but also too aggressive on a couple bodies trying to be thrown around on the opposite end of the ice than where the puck was. So if you're St. Joe's Prep trying to get back in this game down by 4, they found themselves in this situation multiple times throughout the season. And if you're trying to pull off the comeback of a lifetime in this last game of the season against Malvern Prep, you're going to want to do so early on, a face-off win, and try and beat Purdy, who's been, as you mentioned, very strong in net tonight when, of course, he can see where the puck's coming.
Well, obviously, these two teams, part of the APAC semifinals happening on Monday night at Grundy Ice Arena. And from what the standings, we believe the semifinal matchups would be Malvern against Holy Ghost Prep, which, Eric, we know would be a great matchup. We saw a great matchup, overtime winner for Malvern just a couple days ago. And then the other game would be LaSalle and St. Joe's. Again, those are not confirmed. Times are not confirmed either. But two of those teams will be playing at 5:30, and the other two will be playing at 7 o'clock.
And that will be for sure guaranteed great hockey at Monday night.
Exactly, no matter who it is, when it is, and then Wednesday, I believe, to be the championship game for this APAC. Meanwhile, let's get there first. Third period officially underway here as St. Joe starts with the puck in their offensive zone. Good thing to see if they can just keep it in, which they will. Quick shot, and Purdy says no. Immediate shot put on there by number 26 of the Prep, Matthew Moresco. 2 goals already this season. Again, I'll keep saying it, one of those 4 skaters who have 2 goals. And, you look at the person who scored tonight for the Hawks, Jeff Hammond, his second of the season. So good thing to see him join those 4 guys. Now there's officially 5 guys on the team with 2 goals apiece. Would love to keep it in there here as they do. Purdy deflects it to the side of the net, and the Friars take over control. Another turnover there, kept in by Jeff Heyman. The goal scorer, as we just mentioned, quick shot put on and says no, is Purdy. From the point, there's a shot, quick, and a glove save by Purdy, loose for a moment, and then he covers it up as number 16, Declan Pierce, there to quickly make a move on the loose puck if there is one. Purdy bobbled it for a moment and swallowed it back up.
Great save by Purdy. As you mentioned, he's seen the puck very well with that glove. Through traffic, deflections are how the Hawks are trying to find the puck, get to the back of the net, and connect with Twine behind Purdy. But right now, with that glove flashing the leather, Purdy's been excellent in net tonight and continues to show that with that 4-goal lead for his Malvern Prep Friars.
Well, it's a great thing to see. The Hawks have kept the puck in their zone the entire time. So far, just over a minute in this third period, and as I say that, Doherty able to clear for the Friars, but great start of the third as we see here. Harris moves in, hits the post, and nobody knows where it is, and now it's finally out to the other side. Man, that would have been a momentum killer as Harris walked right in and hit the goal post. Fantozzi threw a shot on that one, that went high. Fantozzi able to put his man down, but quickly the puck keeps in the zone, kept in at the point, fired back along, and is kept loose puck in front, still scrambling across, and is kept in at the point by Dante Passio. Passio to his partner on the point, and quickly put on there was Charlie Maratia, the starter in this game. Moved out of the way there for a moment. Was Christian short as Harris for the Malvern Prep Friars flings it back in, and they're going to get a change.
Costabile, we've mentioned him many times offensively, but on a defensive effort, able to knock down that shot in front of his goaltender of Purdy. Great defensive play by Casabill as well tonight.
And great offensive play so far from the Hawks. Obviously, Harris moved in, hit the post, but sometimes posts are a goalie's best friend as they continue this game. And St. Joe's looking to get that puck back in front of Purdy and get as many shots to him as possible. Quickly put back in there by Charlie Maratia before he heads to the bench, and a new set and pairing of defensemen jump back out. Just eludes the stick of Quinn Egan as quickly Malvern moving on front, trying to get the puck across. But the defense of the Hawks pick it off, and they're going the other way. 13-10 left to go in this third period of action. Malvern up 5-1. Buckley touches the puck, and we will get a offsides from Malvern. No, excuse me, an icing on Malvern as it goes the other way.
Right there, see St. Joe's Prep, they got to work a little bit more coherently in that neutral zone, dumping the puck. You're not going to get many shots on net, and you got to continue to pepper Purdy. You did so at the beginning of the period. Keeping that up will allow them to find the back of the net a couple more times, down by 4, with now 13 minutes left in the final period of play. You got to get this puck back the other way to try and get some sort of comeback going.
Meanwhile, Blanco kept it in for a moment. Doyle at the top along with Blanco, as I just mentioned. Quick toe drag there, crossing into the offensive zone is Jeff Hammond. The goal scorer put on to Purdy, and he didn't get enough of it on, and Purdy says no, goes to the left circle, and now Purdy knows what to do with it. Cover it up, wait for the whistle.
One of the best things I've seen from Purdy's play tonight is that use of the stick. The poke check allows those cross-crease passes to be almost non-existent from this Hawks offense, getting that puck redirected as well right there as we just saw. Purdy himself has denied many shots on net. I count about 5 or 6, and it all comes right off of just his stick making those saves.
Great shot opportunity put on there, but unable to get enough of that was number 26, Matthew Moresco, one of the main goal scorers. He would have loved to have that one back, and a beautiful setup there by a Hawk. Meanwhile, puck is taken away, and quickly backhand, the only shot opportunity, and it almost went wide. Thought we were going to have a grab of the puck there. Trainer was going in. Yeah, Trainer was. I thought he grabbed it. I thought we might have a call there, but unable to do so, and quickly put on the opposite way was Jonathan Holt, putting the puck on to Bruno, and Bruno says no as well. Quickly moving third period of action here, Eric, and both forechecks for both teams working very effectively right now.
And you can almost say glove save by Trainer. That puck was going to come right back onto the back or helmet of Purdy in the crease as that puck went up into the air. Trainer coming across right to left, gloving that down. We mentioned that. They've created multiple opportunities offensively, defensively, perhaps Trainer saving a goal there as well for the Friars.
Quickly pushed against the opposite way as Doherty tried to keep the puck in for the Friars, unable to do so. 11:30 to go in the third period. Malvern up 5-0. Thrown in front, didn't even get to Purdy. Shot taken by Dom Fantozzi, the captain, at the point, and now pushed along the opposite side as Scherer hands it off, trying to get to Campbell, but he turns the puck over. There's a quick shot there, and Purdy has to at least put a glove up to try to make sure it doesn't go anywhere else. Too high there, put it in front of the blue paint, and no one was there to put it home. Purdy got enough to keep it out, but not enough to stop it from rolling along the open net. Thank goodness a Hawk wasn't there to put it home for the Friars. Over in front, quickly opportunity there was Liam Mooney. If the puck was on his stick for a deflection, he may have had the chance. And as Nick Storty, Nick Storty in number 51 for the Friars, Hayden Campbell, collide there. The puck goes up into the netting. So we will have a stoppage of play and a face-off right outside the defensive zone of the Friars.
And that was a great shot from short on the the low angle near side of the ice, trying to get a rebound opportunity back on the other way. On that wheelhouse, no one was home, as you mentioned, Zach. Unable to knock in that backdoor rebound feed. And right now, Purdy, with those deflections, he continues to play well in net.
Great save there by Bruno. Had to just fling the blocker towards it, able to get enough of it to keep it out. Back to the point. Here is Buckley trying to move around his man, pose it to the slot. To Kirk. His shot is wide to the left, and quickly on the opposite side near the far boards, it's kept in there by Getzy. Getzy turns it over to a Hawk and now quickly put on the center ice. That Hawk was Joe Simongo. We talked about both teams scoring well in the third period so far this season. Friars only have scored 5 times in this third period. Guess what? Their opponents have scored 5 times as well. Meanwhile, moving to the other side, Purdy has to kick out the right leg and say no to Joe Simongo and his shot attempt.
Casabiel once again right there to help out Purdy on that rebound opportunity, giving the Hawks no chance to knock in a second shot opportunity. Casabiel, fingerprints all over this game tonight on the ice. Another exceptional showing for the senior.
2 Hawks collide, puck unable to be kept in. We talked about the Friars, 5 goals for them, 5 for their opponents so far this season. How about for the Hawks? 6 goals for the Hawks, 10 for their opponents in the third period for their season so far. We mentioned Malvern 4-1-3 overtime wins, technically 7-1. To St. Joe's 1-6, trying to get another win here are the Hawks, as they'd love to go into the APAC playoffs with more than just 13 points. Kept along to the side. Through center ice, Doyle has it, quickly moving from the back check to the forecheck as Jacobs comes in, takes a shot, and that goes wide. Bruno didn't know where it was, luckily just off the mark, that shot.
Went off a body. Egan getting in front of that shot for the Hawks, almost deflecting and knocking it in his own net.
Fryer out there without a stick. That's LaRoque, and is pushed aside by the Bruno's blocker, and quickly the Hawks have it the other way. Poke checked along and quickly to his teammate on the left side. Nice move there by Jack Yerger just to keep the puck in their offensive zone, as Yerger doesn't know where it is. It's between his sticks. He didn't know it, and Blanco took it right away from him as Blanco moves up on the right circle, tries to get around a man, and he will into neutral ice. Blanco moving in across the red line, across the blue line, goes to the left side, and he waits for a man all the way along the back of the net. That's how the first goal of this game was scored, by Blanco wraparound. Meanwhile, that shot attempt was blocked, and 2 bodies are colliding there as number 5, Jack Yerger, was going on with number 24, Brady Doyle. And are we going to get a penalty for an interference? Not sure what the whistle was here, but we'll wait and see. Doesn't appear like anybody's going to the box.
And for the 3rd time today, LaRoque will head to the box.
Yep, it is. He was referee called 29. He corrected himself, saying 28. And as you mentioned, Eric, Pierre LaRoque heading to the bench. His second, he has a goal scored, the 3rd goal of this game for the Friars, but his 2nd time heading to the box today for interference. Go ahead, Eric.
And that was a great block there, as you mentioned, pushing the opposite way. Yerger doing the most on the ice there on that shift for St. Joe's Prep. He's going to get a well-deserved break and catch a breath on the bench. But you mentioned the other way with the surge of speed. You saw excellent, fancy footwork pushing from Chris Blanco, going from his own crease all the way onto the attack, rounding, getting that pass out back to the blue line. Fancy footwork from the senior, carrying the puck across. And if you're a Malvern Prep, you now have eaten up about 8 minutes of clock, 8:15 left here in the 3rd period of play. Neither team has found the back of net in this 3rd period, but if you're the Friars, you're going exactly how you want this game to go, playing at your own pace. Meanwhile, if you're St. Joe's Prep over there in the conversation along the bench, led by head coach David Jickerman, you're going to want to definitely have a conversation and try and work up some momentum almost if this game is seemingly out of sight into their matchup Monday.
Well, with that, Eric, I'm a little confused as to why Malvern would call the timeout. They're the ones up 5-1. They're the ones going on the penalty kill here. And for anything, you don't want to give St. Joe's a free opportunity to catch their breaths and talk about it. But nonetheless, that's exactly what they did. So very interested to see what St. Joe's was able to draw up in that timeout, as they have something going here for the power play. Again, Malvern Prep penalty kill 100% perfect, has not allowed a power play goal so far this season. Quickly on to the near circle. It's Jeff Hammond. He's looking for the best man, and he decides to go to the point to Nick Storty. Storty back to Hammond, and he passes along to the captain, Fontozzi. And we have a whistle blown as it's a high stick. Apologize, just trying to find out some clarification as to exactly what happened.
And whatever happened, a collision on the far end of the ice, and with that whistle, St. Joe's Prep got exactly where they wanted to be set up, but just like that, a whistle will be blown. Puck will be blown dead. But in terms of the Hawks, they'll take it, as they'll now have 2 Friars in the box and some 5-on-3 hockey for St. Joe's Prep. 2-man advantage.
Well, it's a 2-man advantage, and Jack Scherer going to the bench. Looked like it was a high stick was the initial call. And if there's an opportunity better than this one, I'd love to hear it, as they're going to have 1 minute and 23 seconds of 5-on-3 hockey, as they're able to clear the zone where the Friars, even 5 guys against 3. And you look at Matt Harris and the effort he just gave to keep the puck out of the zone for St. Joe's. Pass it quick and often if you're St. Joe's here to keep along, and they try to communicate, and it doesn't work out as they try to center it. And all the way back the other side is number 53, Nick Storty, to go and get it from Bruno. 52 seconds to go in 2-man advantage. And St. Joe's, with even a 2-man advantage here, unable to get set up, as the defense for the Malvern Friars is very good right now, and they're unable to even possess the puck, but knocked down along center ice. And here comes away, fires the shot off the goalpost again. That's Harris. Second time he hit the goalpost in the third period, and now they're on a 5-3-man advantage. 24 seconds to go. Rips one, and it's whipped on. 5-on-3. They need to get the puck back. They need to shoot quickly here as often as they can to see if Purdy allows one past them. Jeff Hammond with the puck in the near circle. Passed up along to Dom Fantozzi. 5-on-4 hockey. St. Joe's unable to do anything with it on 5-on-3. Let's see if they can do something with it on a 5-on-4. As Bruno puts it all the way up, and it's passed up along, and quickly into the offensive zone is Fantozzi throwing it along, and you have 20 seconds left to go in this power play. Man, that was quick. 5:50 left to go in the third period altogether. Malvern up 5-1, and you're watching this on the TUICE Network. My name is Zach Demuse alongside Eric Jessberger, and it's been a fantastic evening so far with hockey. Meanwhile, carrying it in quickly and tries to center it, and again, no one was home off a Christian Short's pass. Meanwhile, they get it right back. Even strength hockey, and they have a chance to go the other way. It's a 3-on-0. Blanco passes it back to trying to get it to Harris for a moment, but it wouldn't go. And now Blanco from the point lets it rip, and a glove save by Bruno, his best save of the night. Through the screen, able to track the puck, and Blanco just got to tip his hat to the goaltender there as he kept it out with 5:18 left to go in this third period.
Cutting that glove through the air like a knife through butter. Smooth, slick save from the goaltender and Rocco Bruno. But let me tell you, on the opposite end, a 3-0 break out of the box came Scherer, and Malvern Prep with an agenda with some fresh legs, almost able to capitalize. But Jack Yerger had another idea for the Hawks, and with an offense surge back the other way, Egan will be sent hard in onto the ice. What a collision.
Egan sent to the ice by number 23 of Malvern, Will Trainer. Or excuse me, I didn't see a number correctly. Number 20, not 23, and that's the captain, Chris Blanco. Not a smart move by Blanco as his team is up 5-1. But of course, the student section of Malvern, loving everything about it. But I mean, you can't be upset, Eric, and I apologize for cutting you off, but if you're the Hawks, you've had plenty and ample of extra man advantage opportunities in this game, and so far unable to capitalize on any of them.
As we mentioned, coming into the broadcast tonight, Malvern Prep has gone to the box 3 times. St. Joe's has had 3 opportunities to capitalize against a top-ranked team in the APAC standings heading into tonight. And both of those losses, having those 3 power play opportunities, nothing to avail, nothing showing. And once again tonight, they haven't been able to capitalize on an influx of power play chances. And with under 5 minutes of play now on the clock in the third period, a 5-1 game will stay as such due to the fact that the underdogs coming into tonight as the 4th seed in St. Joe's Prep couldn't capitalize on the multitude of man advantage opportunities.
Well, it is 5-on-4 right now, but 2 men are sitting in the box for Malvern Prep. Not exactly sure what happened there. Could be possibly a goalie serving a penalty. That I feel like that would have been announced as well, but needless to say, 2 men in the box, but it is 5-on-4. Meanwhile, quickly, Jeff Hammond moving up on the right circle. He spins around looking for an outlet pass. All the way across the other side, but Sambuco reads that one, gets a stick on it, and he's headed the other way. Sambuco on the left side. Carries on in. Harris again. Stopped by Bruno. 1 minute left to go in the power play. 4:01 left to go in the third period of play. No goals so far in this third period, as we will get an icing, and the offensive face-off will the face-off will happen in the offensive zone for St. Joe's.
And it is a playground right now for Malvern Prep. They are just dishing the puck from end to end of the ice with a man advantage the other way. That one, quite frankly, just not connecting on that pass, trying to connect on the opposite blue line. They're just having fun out here. It looks like practice almost the way they are just kind of playing around with the puck, passing it man-to-man, testing how far they can work a connection. And with the 4-goal lead, you can definitely work as such as the Friars with a shot on net deflected away from Bruno. Shot continuing to be peppered on the goaltender for the Hawks tonight.
Well, as we see there, Dom Fantozzi in the box for some reason. We're not exactly sure. Didn't give an official call, but needless to say, St. Joe's marching in their own offensive zone, but Malvern right there to keep it away from them. 4-on-4 hockey for at least the next 20 seconds.
It would be Fantozzi and Donatucci getting into it as Blanco was already in the box for Malvern Prep. Both players serving
a little
time
bit of roughing, yeah,
in the box.
Well, needless to say, St. Joe's trying to at least get another one on the board. It's becoming impossible to score 5 to take the lead, 4 to tie, but needless to say, they'll take anyone that they can get right now quickly and easily, as a little bit of a bad pass there. Eludes the skater, number 16, Joe Simongo, for the Prep. And Malvern takes a big hit from the back, and that's going to be offsides for the moment. Excuse me, now it's going to be a delayed penalty. It was a delayed penalty because Purdy came racing towards the bench. Only thing I could see was a check towards the back of the defenseman of the Friars. Not exactly sure if that was enough to tender the penalty, but needless to say, it looks like the referee is going to say that it does. And we're going to have another man in the box, as that's going to be number, what looks like 73 from this angle.
And Donatucci as well just got out of the box, still head right back in there.
Well, we know for a fact it's going to be number 16 for the Prep, and that's Joe Simongo. And there's one more guy in there with him, and that's, as you mentioned, Eric, Dom Fantozzi. But there's 3 total guys in that box trying to get a look on it, as Donatucci and Blanco in the box for Malvern. So a little bit of confusion here as the refs had to explain it to the press box announcer, the PA announcer here at the stadium. But
some ejection warnings have been mentioned as well from the referee down here on the close side of the ice. Right now, with 2:46 on the clock, the game out of reach for the Hawks. If you're Malvern Prep, just eat up the rest of this clock. Play smart. You have a bigger picture coming next week and a chance at a conference championship. You don't want to be without any member on your ice. And right now, 2:46 on the clock, a 4-goal lead. We can expect to see 3 members in the box for St. Joe's Prep, 2 members in the box for the Malvern Prep Friars. No more members, no more players should be in the box.
Yeah.
And with this 4-goal lead, this should all about do it tonight, folks.
Well, it's now put on the box. It's number 55, as we mentioned, the captain, Dom Fantozzi, and number 72, Garrett McDonald, in the bench. And now it looks like number 13, Shane O'Neill, will be joining them as well. So 4 total guys in that box right now for St. Joe's. Not exactly sure why, but Costabile now with the puck at the point.
5-on-3 hockey as well. 2-man advantage for the Friars.
Friars looking maybe to add one more. Costabile looks for an open lane. Doherty skates in, takes a shot. Great glove save by Bruno. Still loose in the paint, and they're unable to put it home as St. Joe's gets possession and looks to quickly throw it down the other end of the ice. 30 seconds left on 5-on-3, a minute 30 left on the 5-on-4, which would be coming up after that.
Charlie Maratea with a great poke check as well on that defensive effort for the Hawks on that last scrum in front of Bruno in net.
Doherty has it around the net, passes along to the point. Sambuco has it on his stick. Costabile throws it, it's deflected, and it won't go. 2 minutes to go in the third period of play. Malvern up 5-1. Another quick on the other side, trying to get passes through, won't go. Costabile, the leading goal scorer on this team with his 9th this evening, gets it. Great pass across to Harris, wouldn't go. Meanwhile, Bruno covers it up and it's between his legs. A little bit better of a pass from Harris. It would have been right on his tape, and it would have had an open net to shoot at to aim for some twine, but needless to say, had to re-corral the puck, and Bruno made a good save between the legs. A minute 39 to go in the third, 54 seconds to go on the 5-on-4 advantage. And Malvern Prep, as you mentioned, Eric, really just trying to slow this puck down, eat up as much time as possible. Don't want to allow anything dumb or give anybody an opportunity that they didn't deserve, especially when it comes to turning the puck over. Needless to say, Costabile at the point. Passes it along, wants it back, now it's red, and quickly the other way comes number 83, Christian Short for the Hawks, but Costabile makes sure he doesn't get anything up too easily as he circles around with the puck. Looks like we're going to have some JV hockey after this coming up with Father Judge waiting to see who their opponent will be, but needless to say, Costabile with it again at the top of the circle. Harris floating along, last minute of play in the third period, and Costabile's shot goes high and wide. Back to Sambuco, who takes a shot, and that wouldn't go, blockered away by Bruno. You hear Purdy stick in the background. It is 5-on-5 even strength hockey as Bruno covers up one more time with 42.8 left to go in the third period.
And Rocco Bruno, you got to tip your cap to the goaltender coming into tonight. Down 3-0, he will be changed out with Custer in the first period, and he's played exceptionally well with the way this game has gone. Malvern Prep, of course, tallying up 2 goals since he's been in net, but for the amount of shots he's faced, we knew Malvern Prep would lay on plenty of rubber on the goaltender in net tonight. That being a shot comparison of 49-19 last time these two teams played in favor of Malvern Prep, out shooting there.
Meanwhile, there's a turnover there, moving on in, and a great save by Bruno off of Campbell, number 51.
And bodies being flown around as well in the corner.
Yep, and it looks like 51 and 51 Campbell just got robbed by Bruno on that breakaway. And it looks like it's going to be 26 or 28 from this angle. Looks like it's 28 Michael Ahern. But needless to say, Hayden Campbell in front of us going to head to the bench probably for the last 24.3 seconds of this game. For some reason, Eric, always last 5 minutes of hockey game in the third period always seem to take the longest.
Well, it is March Madness, and we know plenty of that in basketball. Last 5 seconds feel like 5 minutes. So right now in the last 24 seconds, change left in this hockey game tonight. If you're Malvern Prep, another player in the box, just eat up the rest of this clock. No more players, no chance of having a player without on the line in the next game. And right now, not too sure whether ejections carry into the next game. But if you're Malvern Prep with a 4-goal lead, 10 seconds left, just eat up the rest of this clock and go home with the win.
As you mentioned, Eric, 10 seconds left. Nothing fancy here. Looks like this will be the final score wrapped up here as Purdy watches the puck. And 3, 2, 1, and regulation ends here at the stadium with the final score. Malvern Prep Fires 5 and the St. Joe's Prep Hawks 1. Well, Eric, there's a lot to talk about in this game. We only have a few minutes to do so, but I think the most important thing to talk about is Rocco Bruno coming in and kind of calming the St. Joe's Prep team down. We mentioned earlier that he did not start. Andrew Custer started his backup, and Custer let in a total of 3 goals in just a matter of about 5 minutes in the first period, quickly made a change for Bruno. And if you think about it, yeah, there's 5 goals on the board, but Bruno only allowed 2 with his time in net. So needless to say, Bruno did his job coming in and playing well. Can't say enough about Anthony Purdy, who, let in that one freak goal off his teammate's helmet, had no idea where it was, and able to put it behind him were the Hawks. But 1 goal let in this game, no goals let in for last game against Purdy, so that just tells you how good he has been down the stretch. We talked about it earlier as well. APAC semifinals coming up on Monday. You'll see both of these teams. Again, times or opponents have not been confirmed, but we do know one game will be at 5:30. The following game will be at 7 o'clock. And what our guess would be is that would be Holy Ghost and Malvern at the 2 top seeds, and then LaSalle and St. Joe's. Or they could do 1-4, 2-3, 1-2, 3-4. We're not certain yet either, Eric. But wrap up your thoughts about the game tonight. Malvern with a convincing victory, 5-1, and they have some time off until Monday, until their next games.
We saw the intensity flare up at the end of the game, and if you're St. Joe's Prep, you're looking back at this one and wanting to bring that intensity from the first puck drop on the ice. And from there on, you saw the first period kind of be neck and neck until the Malvern Prep's offense, which we knew in the top line was going to light the lamp multiple times tonight. They did so in the first and second period. St. Joe's Prep just unable to get a full cohesive effort going up ice. Purdy, once again, exceptional effort in net tonight. You saw Malvern Prep clean up the passing, and once you did that, the Friars found the back on the net multiple times. And with that summed up this game. A first seed overall game. You expect it to play out. Malvern Prep improving to 8-1 overall, concluding their season at 8-1 overall. While St. Joe's Prep with one more game yet to go. They play LaSalle Monday night. They fall to 1-7. And that was the expectation heading into tonight. You wanted to see a David versus Goliath underdog story in the Hawks game, but the record seemingly showing the effort on ice tonight. That intensity coming a little bit too late, and Malvern Prep skates off the stadium, wrapping up their season at 8-1 with another game in the win column.
Well, we talked about goal against and goals allowed separation for Malvern. Malvern has allowed a total of now 15 goals allowed this season, and they have now scored a total of 36 goals for. It is clear that they are the first seed in this APAC tournament, and we will see them yet again Monday night and then possibly Wednesday night for the championship. But from the stadium, that about wraps us up here. Thank you so much for tuning in to the TUICE Network. For Jonathan Burke, the director, and on the technical side of things this evening, my partner, Eric Jessberger, and myself, Zach Demuse. Thank you so much for watching APAC hockey this evening from the stadium on the TUICE Network. We'll see you Monday night, everybody, for the APAC semifinals.